Bop, bop. All right. Got some notes. This time. So what's up? Hello, all my good people. Good evening. We have 6 days. Actually 6 days until the election coming up. Cook County, I'm gonna need y'all to do y'all thing, man. I understand, like, y'all, man. You know, they say it's hard. They say it's gonna be real hard. They say it's gonna be real hard to flip Chicago red. That's what they're saying. They say it's gonna be real hard to flip Chicago red. So I'm gonna give it up to God, because you got it. Like, Cook County is a mob, man. Like, they are so corrupt, and they will cheat. Everything that Trump was saying that happened with his whole situation, like, you can't even get upset or get mad when he said, because you watching it here. I remember one of my Uber drivers told me last year his father died, I think in like 2010, and his father is still voting now. Like, he's still voting now when he's dead. Like, that's how criminal Cook County in the city of Chicago is. So I'm just saying, like, we gotta figure something out. And I understand, a lot of my friends say, Zoe, if Trump wasn't running, I understand. I would go Republican. But Trump is running, and I can't. He's racist, So that's why they chose to, a lot of them still voted for Kamala regardless. A girl that I know today, I don't know if she was trying to, like, make me feel some type of way, but she was like, I sent her my podcast. Speaking of it, the Gregory Taught Me podcast. You can look it up. I'm actually put it in my description too. I have a podcast called the Gregory Taught Me podcast. I'm on episode 14. One of the girls, when I sent my podcast out, she was like, I voted for Kamala, and I'll never vote red. Girl, I don't care. You understand? Like, I never am that person to tell you, F you if you vote blue, you crazy. It's the opposite. Y'all mad at us. Like, people are so mad at me because I'm like, yo, like, are you watching what the Democratic Party has been doing to Black Americans? Like, they don't really care about us. You understand? But it's like, how dare you say that and then go Republican because they don't care either. Well, we don't give our vote to the Republicans, the majority. So why should they care? Crazy. But I'm not here for that. Today, so this is the third city council meeting that the city of Chicago held this month, okay, in October. The last time I was able to speak at the city council meeting was in like February. And then Brandon Johnson and his administration kept like paying people to come down there to stand in line and making it harder for me and Miss Jessica or George Blakemore, Michael Youngbay, anybody that was coming down there to oppose anything that man was doing, he was paying people to come down there. So we could never get to be down there during city council. However, they have a PCB meeting that's every second of the month in this small room with Tony Pretwinkle and the mayor. So we would just hit them in there. It's such a small room, you know. And then they made it to the point that if you did talk, you would, they wouldn't show like you on there. So you have to bring somebody in there to actually like show what you're going on, because they made it where only put the minutes on there, you know. So Brandon Johnson is an asshole. He really is. And he's ego driven. So anything that we do down there at City Hall or City Council, whatever, he makes it hard for us to talk. He may say that everyone has a right to the First Amendment, but the Democratic Party in Cook County manipulates the First Amendment right, and that's just what they did. You know, and that's just what it is. But anyway, they had three City Council meetings in October. So the first meeting, we signed up, we couldn't speak, but then they were supposed to have a second meeting that day. We signed up, all of a sudden they canceled the meeting. Cool, right. Second meeting, we were able to speak last week. If you go on the City Council, it's a Shy City, you know, I'll put it on my Instagram. I mean, not my Instagram, my Twitter. I'll go on my X platform and I'll put it on there, and you guys can see we cooked him last week. When I say cooked him, it's Jessica, myself, there's a lady named Danny C, George Blakemore, my man who's head of the FOP. We cooked them, right? So because we cooked them, all right, so this is how we're going to start this. All right, since you said, all right, you have a good day. All right, cool. So since we cooked them, this Wednesday, today, I knew I wasn't coming down there because I said what I had to say to him last week. So this week, he decided to fill the chambers with every person from each department in the city of Chicago, their legislative aides, and then kept the public speakers, anybody that came, they put them upstairs, right? They put them upstairs on the third floor. Now the third floor has like this plexiglass. Now they tried this all last year. When I was down there last year, they were trying it. I got arrested twice. They were trying to do ticketed events at first. They were trying to do tickets. You only could have tickets if you go down there. It was in shambles. So when I say they manipulate the First Amendment, they manipulate the First Amendment because he wants to make him look good, but he's terrible. Brandon Johnson, he is an embarrassment to Chicago. The only reason why he won, they say, is because the situation with Paul Vallis. Paul Vallis is they say that he ruined CPS. So a lot of people just voted for Brandon Johnson because they didn't want to put Paul Vallis in there because what he did with CPS. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure when it comes to that. Because again, my overall issue when it comes to Cook County and the city of Chicago is they're stealing black people's property on the south side and the west side. So that's how I came about this, because they've knocked down my family's building and have yet to compensate us. But however, since I've been down there fighting, I'm learning that, okay, yeah, people say the city is corrupt. It is. It's super corrupt. But let's talk about his promise, right? So the campaign promise was that he was never going to raise property taxes. And he raised property taxes, right? You say he needs to raise property taxes. But you're raising property taxes because you guys spent so much money on illegal immigration. And that's what I think I need people to understand, right? Illegal immigrants coming over here from different countries has always been. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this, right? But it's never been to the point that it's in our face and all the money that was spent on it. So overall, the Democratic Party or Congress, you want to say Congress, right? Even though I don't even think it went through Congress, $400 billion was spent on illegal immigration, right? That's overall, and $400 billion was spent. In the city of Chicago, though, it has been 2.2 billion and counting. You know, they keep saying 400 million, like, you know, on media and online, but it literally, we were at $2 billion last year. Okay, so that's the issue. That's the problem, right? So because we were at $2 billion last year, but a lot of these immigrants that came over here from South America, anybody that came from like Haiti or Africa or anything from Latino immigrants, from the Haitian immigrants, they weren't like housed the way that they should have been housed. Now that they had the money for it, but they weren't housed the way that they were housed. Now when it came to it's 40,000 Ukrainians came to Chicago. 40,000 Ukrainians came to Chicago, and when they came here, they were housed in Ukrainian village. They had everything they needed. You know, housing, food, jobs, all of that. No one would ever think that the Ukrainians are not in those shelters. They're not on the corners with candy and their kids. They were housed, right? Because what we're doing, we're in war, right? Well, we're not in war, but Russia and Ukraine is in war, right? And how much money do we spend? How much money do we give to Ukraine, right? A lot. So the fact that you have the Ukrainians that are put up, but then when these Venezuelans come over here, because at the end of the day, Biden wanted their oil, and because they wasn't going, all of a sudden, they don't want to work with them. The Venezuelan president was like, okay, fuck it. We're going to let everybody out, okay? And now they all over here. Cool, right? And we got to deal with it. It's our tax dollar. This is our tax dollar that we dealing with, right? So, because this man did not know how to handle this migrant crisis the right way, and the people that rock with him there in city council, which is, we can do Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Carlos Rosa Ramirez, Brian Cicho Lopez, Jeanette Taylor, all these people that were riding with him, but the main two people that are running city council is Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez and Carlos Rosa Ramirez, right? The one who messed up when it came to the, thank you for the super chat. I just found out I can do all this. Jesse Fuentes, all of this, right? Yeah. So they run city council. So those are the Hispanic KKK. When I talk about the Hispanic KKK, them are the Hispanic KKK, right? And they're Puerto Rican too. They not like, except Brian Cicho Lopez. Brian Cicho Lopez is from Ecuador. But Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez is Puerto Rican. Jesse Fuentes is Puerto Rican, and Carlos Rosa Ramirez is half Puerto Rican. This shit started getting insane when Lori Lightfoot was in office, right? So there was something that they had on Lori Lightfoot, Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, and Carlos Rosa Ramirez. I don't know what it is, because all I know is that when Lori Lightfoot got in office, right? When she got in office, she was really only caring about the Jews because she's married to a Jew. So she really didn't care about really nothing, not much else. But whatever they had on her, they cornered her. And they told her that she has to sign this. They asked for her resignation first, right? And then they told her she had to sign this executive order, right? That they could not lock up any of these illegal immigrants. Because they're out here seeking asylum. Not all of them are seeking asylum. But anyway, this is what she said. So because of her saying that, because Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez and Carlos Rosa Ramirez cornered her, she signed this executive order that no one could lock them up, right? That right there is a problem, right? And that right there is a problem because the city of Chicago come from mob, right? So right now, who running Chicago is the Mexican cartel. The Mexican cartel, Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez, Carlos Rosa Ramirez, Brian Cicho Lopez, they all running fucking Chicago, right? We can't do anything. The police can't do nothing. Nobody cannot do anything because we have this executive order, right? Right? Because this is for the people that are seeking asylum. Cool, right? Y'all spending $700,000 a day on y'all spending $700,000 a day on shelters, right? That doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense at all. But it's big business. It's the democratic way. You've got drug trafficking, sex trafficking, human trafficking at an all-time high. DCFS, right? The Department of Child and Family Services can't even get any of these children that are out here on these corners selling this candy at nighttime. Have you been to the West Loop? Thank you. Thank you, LaTanya. Have you been to the West Loop? The West Loop on Fridays has plenty of children out there selling candy, right? Immigrant children selling candy at nighttime with these people, right? So say if any of those children, right? Any of those children they go missing, right? Somebody takes them. How you gonna know? How you gonna know? How? This is big business, and it's been big business for a very long time. So when people here talk about Trump being racist or the Republicans being racist, y'all can talk about that. They can make that a big thing. But at the all time, our children are going missing. Our children are we are in a real live special victims, Law and Order Special Victims Unit episode. We are legit in a Special Victims Unit episode. Kids are getting you know how many kids are missing right now? You know how many immigrant kids are missing right now? And you can't do nothing about it because of the executive order? Like, this is how messed up it is. But what happens, right? We're in $1 billion deficit because these politicians are stealing this money, which they've been doing, but they steal this money big hat, right? You go back on a promise and say you're not going to raise property taxes, right? And you raise property taxes. You raise property taxes, right? And you try to sit here and say you're not going to raise, the reason why you raise property taxes is because you don't want to lay off anybody. My boy, do you know, Brandon Johnson, last year, right? He's been in there for a year now, a year going on 2 years, right? Well, it'll be 2 years in May. There is a department, the refugee committee meeting for refugee and immigration rights, right? Immigration and refugee rights. He made a deputy mayor. Her name is Beatrice Ponce de Leon. Look her up, Beatrice Ponce de Leon, right? Before Beatrice Ponce de Leon, he had Beatrice Ponce de Leon and then his chief of staff. I can't think of that. I can't pronounce her name, so I'll never know her name. But you can look her up too. His chief of staff now. But before then, they had a meeting. They had a meeting in June of last year, and they were talking about how they were looking for land and they were looking for people to help build shelters or build housing for these immigrants because that's when they were coming over here in droves, right? And when people did reach out to her, like my mom, because we have land, because the city of Chicago knocked down our building, right? And when it came to asking for, okay, well, yeah, will you give the money to build the shelter, build all this? That was all capped, because they spending the money, just like all this money going to staff and healthcare. So last year, Jeanette Taylor this is at that meeting. Jeanette Taylor's asking, why is all this money going to staffing healthcare, right? Now, staffing healthcare is favorite staffing healthcare. Favorite staffing healthcare is based out of Florida and Texas. Now, them Republican states now. Just telling you this. They're based out of Florida and Texas, right? All this money is going to them. The only people that can come and work with these immigrants in Chicago, but you've got hella staffing companies right here in Illinois, in Chicago. You've got nurses that are in Chicago and Illinois, but they can only work with favored staff healthcare, right? So they're asking. So she's asking, why only them, right? Why only them? They can't explain. Oh no, they say this. They say, oh, that comes from the previous administration. The previous administration, who was Lori Lightfoot, right? That was in June. In October of last year, they gave them $400 million, right, to keep doing favored health. They're getting people. They're getting people from Texas and Florida to come here to work with these shelters, right? When you got people right here in Chicago that can work with these shelters. That's why you know it's capped, right? This year, y'all give them another $100 million. Now, if you look up the two owners, one of the owners is a white guy. The other owner is an Indian, a Hindu Indian, Kamala people that live in London. He live in England. So none of it makes any sense. But to sit here and raise property taxes up because you don't want to lay off none of your peoples, and when some of your peoples need to be fired. Last year, Brighton Park, if anybody remember them tents that they were about to put up in Brighton Park, and them people in Brighton Park pushed back, they went crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? With toxic soil, all this stuff they were saying, right? They were legit about to put concentration. They were legit about to make a concentration camp in Brighton Park and put Venezuelans in there and thought that that was appropriate. They thought that that was going to be appropriate. That right there was crazy, right? It took Governor Pritzker to stop that, but the only reason why Governor Pritzker stopped it was because it started making mainstream. Everybody started talking about it. That's the only reason why, but he didn't care either because he's a piece of shit as well. But for you to raise property taxes at an increase the way that you're doing it, since they said that this hasn't happened since 2016, since Ron Emanuel, is crazy, okay? To the point that today when people came down there to talk about it, he made sure that they went up to the 3rd floor with plexiglass, so you can't talk, right? And had the chambers filled with everybody from each department to act like he was doing a good job. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane, and we continue to allow it. Now, somebody said, Kevin Mackin, there's no chance of a flip and shine. You know, I feel like it's a new generation. I also feel like people getting tired. But you know what? A lot of people do not register to vote either. So, hey, you know, you may be right. But I think that it's going to flip. I think it's going to be enough people in Chicago, the percentage that they need for it to flip red. But hey, if it doesn't flip red, because people ask, if it doesn't flip red, I do feel like Trump is still going to win. So if Trump still wins, that's a win for me, you know, because the overall thing for me has always been for Black Americans to go independent, because we don't need neither one of these parties. That's number one. But the Democratic Party has been so detrimental to Black America, it's insane. And they use it with the whole situation of our freedom is at risk. They don't care about Black people. Republicans don't care about Black people. We're going back into slavery. All that bullshit. Yeah, all that dumb shit. You know, but to sit here and talk about, you know, like I say, Mayor Brent Johnson called Wednesday for $300 million property tax hike, the largest increase since 2016, saying he had no choice but to break one of his central campaign promises in order to avoid cuts to city services and thousands of layoffs. I don't understand, and I've been saying this for the last year, why can't we audit any of these departments? That's the problem. The politicians are stealing money. The city officials are stealing money. The crooked clergy is stealing money. The nonprofits is stealing money, okay? The fact that you want us to continue to vote blue or red or whatever fucking color you want us to vote, but you gotta put our taxes up, our property tax. Not only are you stealing taxes, not only are you stealing stealing property and stealing land, you are telling us people that have mortgages, because a lot of people still have mortgages, that you're going to put your property taxes up, right? So you're also telling people who own apartment complex and condominiums and all that stuff, that they're gonna have to go back. They're gonna have to increase their rent because you want to go back on because you want to go up on property taxes because you want to go back on property taxes because you don't want to lay off anybody. Lay off everybody, because all y'all do is steal. Y'all been stealing for forever. Y'all politicians get into, especially the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party gets into this more homelessness. You're absolutely right, Cherish. More homeless, right? Y'all get into these positions and y'all don't care about anybody. People talk about Trump all the time. They talk about how racist he is, how terrible he is, but nobody don't never talk about when 2016, when he got in office, was it 2016? Got in office, 2017. He got in office, he did not take his salary at all. These motherfuckers ain't never gonna let their salary go. This nigga right here is thinking about is he gonna take his 4.1% increase, his 4.1 increase for next year? Nigga, no, we're in $1 billion deficit, and you're taking care of illegals. You're taking care of illegals. Black homelessness is at an all-time high. It ain't no black and brown. So I don't know why it ain't no black and brown. You don't care about nobody but yourself. You're egotistical. You're a messed up man. You're from Elgin, Illinois. So you don't care. You don't care about anybody. You don't care about the citizens of Chicago. You don't care about the migrant crisis. You don't care about black businesses. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You got somebody, you fired your whole intergovernmental affairs. People, all 3 black women, you fired because they didn't want to answer to a woman by the name of Kenny Bartley. Now, mind you, I don't got no issue with Kenny Bartley. I met with Kenny Bartley or whatever. But Kenny Bartley cannot lead the way that you think that she's going to lead. And that's just what it is. You are going down as the worst mayor in history, fam. So the fact that you think that you can sit up here and think that people are going to be okay with you raising property taxes, and we're supposed to be okay with that, and then you go hire 40 people to go in there and start clapping for you like you did a good thing, you are pathetic. You are pathetic. And you're going to continue to be pathetic. Okay? Johnson said, proposing a tax hike, the second largest in modern Chicago history, after 588 million property tax hike pushed through the former Mayor Rahm Emanuel in 2016, who also was trash, and implemented during a 4-year period, was a difficult decision that was a result of an excruciating process. Nigga, last year, right? When it came to that money being given to the migrants, you could have said no, okay? You could have said, yes, this is a sanctuary city. They can come here, but we have no financial money, economic resources to really give these people because we are trying to deal with the situation. We're trying to deal with the American citizens or the Chicago citizens. But no, you said yes. And the reason why you said yes was, or not even you. Well, you said yes, but the reason why the aldermen and all of them down there, the Disgraced 50, because that's what they are the Disgraced 50. They are trash. In 2026, 2027, we got to get them people out of there. But you could have said no. But the reason why y'all said yes to that money was because you thought that the federal government was going to continue to keep sending y'all money. And the federal government did not. So then y'all start taking money from COVID funds. Y'all start taking money from every other fund to try to continue to deal with this migrant crisis because y'all was stealing the money. And y'all are still stealing the money. So the only way to fix this whole crisis, is to do audits. And they ain't gonna do no audits, because if they do audits, everybody going to jail. So that has always been my thing when it came to flipping Chicago red. Because it's like the Department of Justice got to come here. Y'all got to look up Operation Grey Lord. Y'all really got to look up that. But he blames the administration before him. That's why he has to go up on the taxes. I mean, that's why he has to do his property taxes, because he blames the administration before him instead of just asking for an audit. If he asks for an audit, everybody going down. That's the problem. So what he's going to do is he's going to say, I blame the administration before me, and then administration before me. So that's why I have to hike property taxes up. Nah. Y'all, you've been stealing $30,000 on your own haircut, fam. $30,000 on your own haircut. Man. Then he says Johnson's $17.3 billion spending plan for 2025 eliminates $982.4 million projected shortfall. Officials also closed a $222.9 million deficit the city was facing this year by declaring a record amount of property taxes earmarked to fight blight to be surplus, spending $300 million to the Chicago public schools. CPS will use those funds to make required pension payment, easing the city's financial crunch. CPS needs to be investigated. That's just number one. CTU needs to be investigated, okay? Because how do you lose 31,000 plus students, okay, in 5 years, but you hired 4,400 staff? We lost 31,000 students in 5 years. In the last year, we've lost 2,000 Black American students, but we've gained 2,000 migrant students. They stealing big money, and they're going to continue to steal money if we continue to allow this. That does not make, what do you mean that's good? Yes, trafficking. Trafficking is at an all-time high. Nigga, they all stealing money. CTU, CPS, everybody, they stealing all our tax dollar money. We're stealing all our tax dollar money, and y'all voting, y'all continue to vote blue because I don't even know. Y'all just voting blue because y'all want to vote blue, because ain't no way in the fucking world, okay? Last month, the city of Chicago signed another $100 million in staffing contract to serve the migrants. Now, they're going to raise their property taxes by $300 million to the city's property owners so they can help counter, just so we can serve migrants, a group of people that haven't given us money in our economy. And they never give us money in our economy. But we continue to vote blue. For what? Why? Y'all don't want to boycott. Y'all don't want to boycott. Y'all don't want to hold y'all dollar. So y'all continue to do this. Like, I really need all American citizens. When I say all American citizens, starting with black Americans, but all American citizens really need to go back to the civil. Nigga, when we were boycotting the Montgomery, when we were boycotting the Montgomery buses, fam, we are getting played. They are playing us. Playing us. The Democratic Party do not care for us, and the Republican Party don't give a fuck either. But I'm going to tell you this. There is no reason why black people are still voting blue, especially in Cook County. Y'all going to let this man play us? Y'all really going to let this man play us? This man is the worst mayor in history. He does not know how to govern. Do y'all remember when Detroit was bankrupt? They already got, what's my man name? Eric Adams in New York. They already got him, right? And they all said, well, they're trying to get at black mayors. Nah, nigga, y'all are corrupt. Y'all are corrupt because y'all are thieves. That's what it is. Y'all are thieves. It's the most money y'all ever seen in y'all fucking life. And that's the problem. And people mad at Trump because at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says. There is no way we can continue to deal with this BS. We cannot. We're in 2024. 2024. Both sides lied to us. Both sides lied to us now. But come on, black America. Come on. Like, come on. Y'all can sit here and talk and be funny. You think you're funny and all that stuff, but it's real live stuff going on, and that's the problem with black America. I'm built like a honey bun, but I bet you're renting. Even you probably live with your mama, but that's what y'all worried about. When there's real life going on, that's why black America's at the bottom of the totem pole, because you sitting here talking about I'm built like a honey bun, but motherfuckers is really going through some shit. Yeah, that's how fucked up life is. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that. None of that. You know how many bitches I get? I get hella bitches. I don't give two fucks about none of that. So, yeah. I don't have anything. Yes. Bitches love honey buns. Thank you. But anyway, yeah. When I say, like, we literally have to stop. Like, legacy is important. And so, like, when people say to me, like, well, Trump wants to overturn the government and Trump doesn't care. Trump has a legacy that he wants to continue to live forever and ever and ever. Okay? He has Trump Towers. He has Trump, everybody knows Trump. Trump wants to go, he wants to he has a legacy. And that's what people don't understand. So when people say he's trying to overturn the government and stuff, nah. Trump showed us how rigged the system is, okay? And that's just what it is. Do I agree with a lot of stuff that he says? Nah. No, I don't. But I don't agree with a lot of stuff my friends say. I don't agree with a lot of stuff my family say. Y'all may not agree with a lot of stuff that I say, but come on now. Kids being able to transition at a young age is nuts, okay? The fact that $400 billion was spent on illegal immigration in our face and no study was done when black people can't even get their reparations because studies need to be done, that was a hit in our face. The fact that the homeless rate out here is crazy for American citizens, and people who fought for this country. That's nuts. The $400 billion could have went to health care. They always fighting about health care, but y'all just gave $400 billion to illegal immigrants and health care. Y'all gave them health care, but it's an issue for anybody else to get health care. Shout out to Inglewood Barbie. Why doesn't Inglewood Barbie have her own shelter? Inglewood Barbie be coming out her pocket. Her friends be helping her. People who follow her movement help her, but they can't even give her her own shelter. She literally be out there putting in the work because they don't care. You know how much money they spend on homelessness a year? They spend so much money on homelessness a year between the state and the local. And when the money they get from federal, but guess where that goes to? That go to these nonprofits that be stealing. What black alderman needs to be voted out of office? Honestly, it's 20 of them. I'm gonna say like a strong 16. A strong 16 of them. But before they go, Carlos Rosa Ramirez, Brian Cicho Lopez, Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, they need to go first because they are the mayor of Chicago. They are the mayor, and whoever cartel that's running them is the mayor of Chicago. So that's just the real thing. You know, you got the Venezuelans that are here in our communities. They selling drugs in our communities. They're fighting. And when you call the police don't even come because they can't lock them up. This is a nigga, this is a problem. But people gonna still vote blue. They still gonna vote blue because they be like, man, I just can't vote. I just can't vote for Trump. I just can't. To hear that is crazy. So you rather, we going down in the dumps, but you can't vote for Trump because I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Okay. All right. To be fair, black people doing what? Black people are black people are doing a lot. Black people, let me tell you something. We have so many black people that are in these high places, but they can't do nothing for us. That's just for show. So anybody can't say, oh, well, the Democratic Party is racist. Well, why would they be racist when they have all these black people? Yeah, they're not, it's black on black crime. J.B. Pritzker definitely needs to get out of office. But J.B. Pritzker has a lot of money. So this is when the grassroots movement needs to happen. The grassroots movement needs to happen. Like I have a little movement, it's called All Hands on Deck. If you're in Chicago, I'm having an event Friday. I would love for y'all to come. You know, the space is limited, but I would like for y'all to come. But yeah, the cartel just definitely running things. The cartel been running things since COVID. When COVID happened, right, and everybody had to sit down, especially the blue cities, because y'all couldn't go do anything because they were still because the politicians were stealing COVID money. A lot of people relapsed. A lot of people started to do drugs, right? And because cocaine and whatever drug was going so that people were like, they was making so much money like this, like it probably was double because everybody's sitting in the house. Nobody can't do nothing. It's crazy. It's the first time we've ever been through anything like that. When the pure cocaine went out, they had to figure out what to do to keep the money coming, right? So fentanyl came. They went to China to go get the fentanyl, just like COVID came from China. Y'all keep going to China to get all this bullshit. They fucking put this fentanyl in the shit. Motherfuckers don't know how to, they don't know how to measure shit. So then who we lose? We lost DMX. We lost so many motherfuckers because motherfuckers couldn't measure fucking cocaine. And that's just real shit. But fentanyl is here at an all-time high, and it's everywhere. It's in our children pills. It's in everything. Like fucked up out here. They making billions, my nigga. K-Reacts, they're making billions. They're making billions off of sex trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and you cannot arrest these niggas. You cannot arrest them because of the executive order. That is the problem. And I think people don't understand that. Like, I'm going through a housing issue with the city. Like, we have a federal lawsuit. We're going through a housing thing because they knocked down my family's property. But the overall thing is America is in shambles. And it's because of the Democratic Party. That's why. It's because of the Democratic Party. Now, I don't know, Daiwan, if you're trying to be funny, ask me, do I still play football on Saturdays? But I will tell you this. My father played football for the Miami Dolphins, 1972, 17-0, still undefeated. So if you're trying to be funny, I'll give you that. But yeah, the cartel is running this. Brandon Johnson, his battery in his back is not Energizer, so he's doing whatever they're fucking saying. And as a black man raising 3 black kids on the west side of Chicago, like he always says, he does not care. He doesn't care about what's going on. He sits here and talk about how he wanted to fund the police. He really don't rock with the police. But your detail is crazy. What we're paying for his police detail doesn't make any sense for you not to like the police. What happened with me and Tony Preckwinkle does not like me because I asked her, I don't know if that was in like, it might have been like June or July, maybe June. Why is she a house nigga at the age of 77? So ever since then, she hasn't rocked with me. Now, I apologized because I was angry and frustrated, but she still holds a grudge. So yeah, she don't like me and I don't like her. But she's the reason why people playing with them deeds over there in Cook County. But yeah, she definitely a house nigga. Yeah, it's online somewhere. So yeah, you'll see it. Yeah. When it comes to that. Oh, you hear me from there? You hear me? But yeah. Let's see, what else I'm gonna talk about? All that good stuff. Oh. Now, I always talk about it needs to audit, like we need to audit the local government, right? And it needs to start at the mayor's office. It needs to start at Public Works Department, the police department, housing and community development, the education and school districts, public health department, tax assessor's office, transportation department, and finance and finance office, which is Jason Irvin's wife, Michelle Conyers Irvin. She's stealing so much money down there, it's insane. It's insane. The Chicago elected officials are slated to receive a 4.1% raise next year. Okay? Now, Mayor Brandon Johnson has declined if he's going to take the raise. Now, he also said he's definitely going to take the raise, because why would he not, right? Now, even though we are at $1 billion deficit, they're going to take the raise. These are our tax dollars that we're dealing with. Jason Irvin and his wife, they both need to be in jail. Clink, clink. Jason Irvin, I know Jason Irvin's wife used city money to get her BBL. I know for sure she did, because she did an event a couple of weeks ago where she had Lorenz Tate, Keke Palmer, Michelle, Beyonce Daddy, Matthew Knowles, and there was no seats. There were no seats over there, but they had hella sponsors, including Wells Fargo. And I don't know why black people continue to fuck with Wells Fargo, because Wells Fargo has taken all of our money. Extra zesty. What? Yeah, so we have a terrible mayor. We have a terrible Cook County Board President. We have a terrible governor, and they're all Democrats. And we have a terrible Attorney General, Kwame Raoul. He's terrible as well. I don't know what our Inspector Generals are doing, because they suck, you know, and it's going to continue to be like this if we do not start doing what we need to do, and that means voting these people out. We got 6 days until the election. Like, I need my men more than anything to register. I hope you register to vote because it's too late. But I hope you guys are voting red. Like, there's no reason why y'all gonna continue to let these people be so corrupt. Our soul state is blue and people can't see the problem. It's big problems out here. They said today Kamala Harris ran out of money. So they say she's not going to be doing too much. She spent clearly $1 billion on text messages because they were texting like a motherfucker. I'm saying, you know, you can vote for whoever you want to vote for. I've never ever told a person, you know, don't vote for that person. You can vote for whoever you want. But if you see in these democratic cities how black Americans communities are looking, you gotta really think about, damn, why are we voting? To continue to get Section 8 that they actually giving to the illegals now? They giving Section 8 to the illegals. They giving food stamps to the illegals. They giving, they give everything. So I'm just saying, I'm an entrepreneur. I got my own business, and I have never, like, this, yeah, as an entrepreneur, there's no way that I can continue to vote blue. Free housing, big free housing. They're even getting houses now. While I'm fighting for my land, I actually got my land. While I'm fighting for compensation for my land, they're getting free housing. Now the overall government is not shit, but you know they all some trash. But Cook County, y'all crazy as hell to continue to vote blue. You crazy. Notorious TIT. Y'all gotta come up with some better shit, fam. Y'all really gotta come up with some better shit. The fat jokes I don't care about none of that. Nigga, we going through it. We're living in Project Hell, nigga. And you were there, like, I don't care about none of that. Okay, Ireland. I don't care about none. Let me tell you something. If I had low self-esteem, then probably I would feel some type of way. But none of this matters. We know what matters. What matters is that we need to be liberated, all of American citizens. We also know that this is some bullshit. You know, I always say Black Americans because that's what I identify as. But as a whole, Americans know that all Americans know this is some BS. And people from other countries, they're watching us like, what are we doing? You know how people call us stupid? So many people call us dumb. And we're not dumb. We just politically lazy. You know, we don't wanna talk about it. And I talk about to my friends, they be like, girl, especially my female friends, "Oh, I don't want to talk about politics right now." Okay, I don't want to talk about politics right now. Okay, but you need to because we are the new adults. You're right. Have you looked in the mirror, YouTube agent? I just want, honestly, us to really, I want us to understand our power when it comes to voting. Like that's just it. I wish that we could boycott. Like that's always been my overall thing for us to boycott. But we ain't gonna do it because we scared. You know, I talked to one of my friends the other day, and she was saying like, well, shit. One time when she like didn't pay her taxes or something like that, they garnished her whole check. And she like that shit was, that shit was like too much. So I get it, Tiny. You know what I'm saying? I understand, but we gonna have to do something. So, Tyler, so my goal, so this is what I want to do after the election, right? So, no matter who wins, because at the end of the day, somebody's going to win, right? I do hope that the city of Chicago gets the percentage to help the state flip red, you know, but my thing is 2026, 2027 is when we can start getting Toni Preckwinkle out. She's first. If I got to run against Toni Preckwinkle, I will. Because that's how much I cannot stand her and she cannot stand me. Let the games begin, bitch. But then we got Mayor Brandon Johnson, and then we have the Disgraced 50. The Disgraced 50 has to go. Them 50 aldermen in there, they have to go. Okay? How long have you lived in Chicago for? I had to move back last year. But I lived here from 2012 until 2019. 2018. I was living in Atlanta, and I came back last year. What black groups? That's really about something? Whew. Man, I don't even know Chicago news, to be quite honest. I live in the Bronzeville area. Alderman Neal. Who's Alderman Neal? Chicago Neal. Bill. I like Bill. If that's what you're talking about, Bill. A lot of people don't like him, but I like him. And there's somebody who actually lived in his ward. She's one of the ladies that's with our movement, All Hands on Deck. She said he's a good alderman. He built up all of wherever his ward, I think the 9th ward, like all of the things that I think that Chick-fil-A is about to come there, some other stuff. So she said he about it. Okay, Fat Albert. All right. Anything else? That's supposed to make me like sad or something? Yeah, and Anthony Bill was against the sanctuary. I mean, he was against the sanctuary city thing. So, yeah, there's a few down there that I rock with. I rock with Bill. I rock with Raymond Lopez, Savannah Tabrez. I like Juliana Ramirez. I fuck with Stephanie Coleman. There's a few blacks I fuck with too. You know. I told Bill that he should run for mayor. I think if he gets the right people behind him, but I'd rather him run independent instead of Democrat. Thank you. Either way, I'm good. Like I say, I don't have I don't have low self-esteem, so I don't care what people think of me. I just know that this is my first time doing stuff like this because, like I said, I'm actually out here fighting for us, fighting and seeing that at the end of the day that these people are not good, and it needs to be a change. A lot of these people snuck in. A lot of these people got in office and it ran unopposed. They ran because we don't pay attention. Stephanie Coleman definitely is fine. You're right. But yeah, okay, I agree. Okay, Tyler. All right, I think, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Who reduced the funding for HBCU? Because the funding that supposedly the the Democrat Party gave, there's too many schools, there's too many HBCUs that lost their accreditation last year and this year, and Howard University, Kamala's university, dorms are still messed up. So I don't know where the $16 billion is going to. They need to audit that too. At the end of the day, they stealing. Lopez did nothing for black economics in Inglewood. You know, I could see that too. He did my, he did do my, what's it called, podcast. He did my podcast episode, I think 9 or 10. Does it matter, PFK Marlo, if I'm single or not? Did you vote? Did you vote, Marlo? Y'all trying to be funny with the sirs. I ain't no pronoun fighter, so you ain't gonna get me pissed off. I don't care about none of that. I care about economically, we are messed up. And economically, it doesn't make any sense to continue to vote blue because they don't want you to have no money. Oh yeah, it's who is it? It's Coleman, Hall, Lopez. Who's the other one? Oh, I know for Hall, Lopez, and Coleman. Brandon Johnson makes Tiffany Henry look like a saint. I mean, Brandon, but people need to be on Brandon Johnson like they on Tiffany Henry. That's the problem. Brandon Johnson he thinks he's a nationalist. Yeah, Jeanette Taylor, I'm starting to like. I had hope for her, but I think she's some trash too now. Thank you, Goblin. I hope you voting, even though you're saying some weird ass shit. I hope you vote the way you need to vote. How can a butch lesbian be for Trump? That's the problem, right? Y'all so obsessed with someone's sexual orientation that y'all don't even see the bigger issue. I'm black first, and I'm a woman. Who I decide to date or be with is not even your concern. How you doing, BMW Shots? Hey, Danny. I love me some Danny. I love you, Danny. Black first. And that's the thing people don't understand. I'm black before anything. And that's why I'm out here fighting for us. I fight for us. I'm not fighting for the LGBTQ. I'm not fighting for the woman. I'm fighting for black people. That's the goal. That's what I've always been. We need to be liberated. And we have yet to get that. All right, we're gonna go. You have a good day. We're gonna put you in timeout because now you're being stupid. Yeah, it's some good. My sound. I have a podcast, the Gregory Taught Me podcast. Al Delgado, Alfonso Delgado. He's Hispanic. I love him. He's brown, and he broke down the situation when it came to Mexico and Venezuela. But you aren't following the Bible. That's a problem too. That Bible, see, y'all be arguing with the Bible wars and all that stuff. Go ahead with that. I'm a very spiritual person. I know who I am, and that's just what it is. Moko, whatever your name is, that has nothing. I don't care. American first. And we need to get our country back. Our shit is in shambles right now. Both politicians is greedy. You got one talking about, you got the Democratic Party talking about the Republicans and how greedy they are, but the Democratic Party is making money off of poor people's oppression. It's crazy. Yeah, Kamala gonna need the help. Yes, Bob Ferretti. We rocking with Bob Ferretti because Eileen Obert can't get in there. Right, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. There's a couple of kings in here. There's a lot of kings in here. That's what I appreciate. There's gonna be some weirdos, and that's just what it is. Life cannot go on without not having no weirdos. So I hope that people are I hope y'all are voting, but honestly, I really need y'all to understand that we have an incompetent mayor in Chicago. The man in Chicago, he's very incompetent, and he doesn't care about anybody but himself. And that is like a real big issue. It's a super big issue. He's taking ShotSpotter out, right? He's taking ShotSpotter out and has never replaced it with anything. JB Pritzker is terrible too. We also have a person. I mean, you saying Kamala president? Kamala just ran out of money yesterday. You know, another thing is, I think I'm gonna have this conversation another time about racism and what people rather get shitted on by their own race rather than studying another, it's complicated. Like, when I come from a small town, Albany, New York. So I've dealt with racism before. I know what racism is. Like, I know what racism is. So when people say Trump is racist, I'm like, nah, I know what racism is. And that's nowhere near what I dealt with. But at a young age, I called them out at a young age. So that's the problem. I really hope Chicago does go right. Yeah, yes, right, Danny. We flipping Chicago red. Danny, no, we flipping Chicago red. America is a federal corporation. It is, and I've been trying to tell Black America is a corporation. And if once we understand that we're the corporation and we are the biggest corporation that America has, then maybe we could be doing something. But yes, you're right. We the biggest. My favorite movie is New Jack City. And what does Nino Brown say? It's big business. It's the American way. And that's the problem. Scotland? Okay, Scotland. So Ireland and Scotland I had in here today. That's kind of dope. Bring back black jobs. They here. We just ain't getting them because you gotta speak Spanish now. I think flipping Chicago red is still gonna work. I just think I think a lot of people are going to show up at the polls on November 5th, but they're gonna be quiet about who they voting for because especially if you're black, if you're black and you say that you're voting for Trump, you're going to get dragged. Bullied, beat up, jumped. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen it before. It's the craziest. I've lost friends because I'm like, nigga, fuck the Democratic Party. Nigga, I have to go red this time. The Democratic Party is some shit. The Democratic Party is fucking me over. It's fucking other black Americans over. I'm watching all this stuff. Oh my God, but you gotta save abortions. You gotta save abortions. So fuck anything else. Abortions? Bitch, get the fuck out my face. Mamala. Yeah, anybody that calls her Mamala, you need some mental health services. I really hope I really hope that New York City really do what they need to do because they messed up too with this immigration crisis. Carter Trust. No, I have not seen Miss Carter. But I hope she's doing well. Right, we're trying to save America. Exactly. Yeah, that's when I realized that the world is disconnected. To sit and a person tries to push you and say, as a black, and it's how to say, as a black man, it'd be the gay black man. As a black man, I could not vote for Trump. I cannot vote for Trump. Of course not. Of course not. Hello from Albany, New York. Okay. You're a feminine man or a masculine woman. Y'all just be saying anything. Y'all just really be saying anything. Exactly. Oh yeah. Them gay niggas and the trans women who wanna, man, let me tell you something. Trans women are really messing up America more than anybody else. Because, like I said on the Breakfast Club, we allowed, what's that lady name? Caitlyn Jenner, that man. We allowed Caitlyn Jenner to be Woman of the Year and nobody didn't say anything. That's our fault. But since then, shit been real weird. It's been weird as hell. So they push you to want you, like they want you to accept them. Like it's two genders, baby. It's female and male. That's it. It's female and male. I don't care how much sneakers I got, how I wear my hair, how I walk, how I bop. At the end of the day, I know that I'm a woman. And that is the problem right now. That's the problem. And until we stop this, which is you're gonna have to vote red. If nobody ain't gonna boycott, you're gonna have to vote red because the Democratic Party has turned into a motherfucking circus. They trying to push you to accept something that is come on now. Come on. That's not like, no, I'm a gay man. Okay, good for you, Cena. Who cares? Yes, Roger Park, Edgewater, yep, Uptown. Oh, yeah. You know what, Tyler? I didn't even think about that. You absolutely right. Support Democrats. I don't care. But I'm saying, be who you want to be. Back in the day, people was whatever, right? People was just people. But the fact that, like, the LGBTQ, they need their own political party. Because if that's what you're going to lead with, then that's what you need to stay over there. Because you're messing up the Democratic Party, for real. Because that's an agenda. Chicago flips red. Okay, 219. You can't say be who you want to be if you're blaming America's problem on trans women. I'm not blaming them on trans women at all. You don't that's the problem. The Democratic mindset is a mindset that needs to be studied. And I hope one day it will be studied. Yeah, any black person that's voting Democrat at this time that knows that we're being shitted on is crazy. Hello, Claudette. How you doing? The Democratic Party definitely has failed. The Democratic Party it needed a timeout. It needed a timeout for like 46 years. I really want y'all to listen to my podcast. I did a podcast, episode 14, the Dick Gregory Taught Me podcast, and I talk about my overall goal of what I'm trying to do. And I also talk about the situation when it comes to Trump and just this election. Black people are struggling for our civil rights, but you want to, the pronoun fight. Let me tell you something. I don't argue with no they thems. Anybody that considers them, I'm not arguing with no they thems. I don't argue with pronoun fighters. I don't do none of that because none of that makes any sense. Thank you, Lisa, for seeing it. You know, I'm trying to figure this out. I would have never thought in 2024 that we would be trying to figure out another civil rights situation, but this shit crazy. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. Danny, it was me and Danny. Me and Danny did it. Fine self. Danny's so fine. Danny's so fine. And Danny know it. She a trainer. She know about that health. She about to get my fat ass in shape. So all y'all calling me Fat Albert and Honey Buns and everything else, Danny gonna make sure I'm together because according to the Democratic Party, they saying that black people going back to the plantation. So I got to get myself ready because I'm not gonna be in the field. You know, if we go back to the plantation, I'm definitely fucking Master's wife. Why does Europe look at that as a concern? Because I can't wait until Trump get back in office. As a white racist, I support the Democrats for keeping the people down. That sounds about racist. Thank you, Mr. Charles. King Charles. Even the Hindu Indians can't stand Kamala. They say she's whitewashed. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how I don't know what she's gonna do in this election. If she win, you know, good luck. But the way black supremacy and white supremacy is, imagine voting for the rapist. Who he raped? Who he raped? Sheba. All those people for Trump, right? Let me tell you something. I don't deal with no socialist. Anything that's socialist, the communists, I don't do it. Look, I'm a capitalist, baby. I am for profit, okay? I am for profit. Because the more money I make, the more money I can help other people. You understand? If I have enough money, I can help my tribe. I can help other people. That's the problem. That socialist shit is crazy. They're nuts. Yes, fuck David Moore. Whew, David fucking Moore. Woo, that's a whole. I'm gonna do a whole live on David Moore. David Moore is. I can't. He another one getting out. 2020. He's done. Veterans for Kamala. Yeah, crazy. Good example of a typical DEI hire. Y'all love that DEI thing. Nah, David Moore is Auburn Grisham. He got a little part of Inglewood. E. Jean Carroll, no, that's some. Like, the jury. First of all, there was really no evidence. They just hate Trump because he's running for office. But he didn't even get locked up because the jury is the one who decided that he raped that lady. Then she went on MSNBC and trolled him. Please. Man, give me a break. Right. It was a civil case. Now y'all don't want to believe the system. You sounds crazy. Let me tell you something. Anybody that doesn't agree with the Democratic agenda, especially if you're a man, you're going to get a rape charge or some type of sexual harassment charge. Okay? So that's just how it's going to happen. That's just what it is. So if I were y'all men, I would start bringing permission slips to the bed, because if you say one thing that you oppose that's against the Democratic Party, here comes, they go find your ex from 30 years ago. As a retail grocery store, start preparing for what? Let me know. Right, biggest back in the world. You're right, Danny gonna get it together though. How about that, Lori? Who won the 2020 election? Trump. That's why we're dealing with what we're dealing with now. Trump, because God knows God is mad and God wants people to see how fucked up the Democratic Party is. Even though it's right out here in our face, motherfuckers is still brainwashed and delusional. Oh yeah, he wants to call y'all misogynistic. Oh, let me tell you something. Now, if she don't get in office, it's gonna be the black man's fault now. How I feel about magnets, like the magnets that go in the refrigerator, they cool. If you're talking about January 6th, it was a dumb cause that they went up there, but I don't, at the end of the day, black Americans should be going crazy too right now at this point. We don't gotta do all that, but motherfuckers can pull up to the Congress and just let them know, if y'all don't find our economic resources for our communities because they look the way they look, we're not voting for the Democratic Party. And we don't gotta do all what J6 did, but they did violate a lot of their rights. That's why a lot of them went home. BB King. Black power is the real power. You right about that? All right, I'm gonna look that up. Night Owl, rare earth magnets. Thank you. The Republicans aren't offering us nothing. And the Democratic Party is taking our vote and making money off of our oppression. So that's the same thing, baby. The Republican Party, why would they offer us something when we've given 60 years to the Democratic Party? Why, Sheba Armor Brat? The attack on the White House needs to be burned. The White House, all them spirits in there. Vote for Trump, right? 2 times. 2 times if you can. Anybody but blue. Anybody but blue. We literally gotta vote red for the one time. Right, Charles. You're absolutely right. Jesus needs to be in the White House. Yeah, but right now, the White House definitely needs God. Jesus does love me. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. Man, Stony Island should not look the way that it looks. When you look at Stony Island back, like my mom is 75, but when you go back and like look at like in the 60s and 70s, you look at Stony Island, there's no way in the world Stony Island should be looking like the way it looks. That's my issue when it comes to all this. When I go down there to City Hall and committee meetings and see how much money is being passed for all these other communities, but when it comes to black communities, our communities still look like this, something wrong. It's something that's wrong. This ain't the Republican Party in Chicago. They don't even let you can't even run as a Republican. So if you can't run as a Republican, this is the Democratic Party that our communities look like this. So that's a problem. All right, Monarch, you're gone because you just asking stupid shit. If you talk about Project 2025, I'm not reading Project 2025. Y'all need to read New Americans Plan. New Americans Plan is a Democratic plan and it's happening right now in our face. Okay? They done brought all these people over here. And ain't nobody doing nothing about it. All right, I got 2 minutes. Anybody else want to say any last words, any questions? I am having an event. If you're in Chicago, I would like you to come to my event. Oh, okay. All right, MJ, I'm gonna look that up. Trump gives it to you the way it is. Yeah, that's a problem, and they don't like it. The uncomfortable truth. It will be November 1st, and it will. Are you following me on? I don't even know how I can do this. I'm trying to put my stuff in here. It will be November 1st. I have an event. Do you follow me on anything? I'm trying to see if I can. I gotta ask my friend who helps me with this. I can't even I don't know why I can't write in the little chat thing. But yeah. But it will be November 1st. If you look up my Twitter, my X, it's on there. I follow your channel, Prosperity. That's not my channel, but I do know Miss Loran. It's her channel, great channel. Black for Trumps and Republicans. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We are on. Okay. I'm going to send it to you on X because we talk. Okay, Tyler. So, yeah. So, I hope I see you. I hope I can see you on Friday because I do communicate with you on the X platform. Yes, bring back Black Wall Street. I think that's going to happen. I believe that a lot of stuff is going to happen that's going to be great. I really do. I think that this generation is a generation that's going to make it make sense. So yes, I do think that. I think that we just ain't had no leaders out here. I'm going to vote November 5th. Rob, did you vote, Rob? My whole little crew, we all vote in November 5th. Squad, Okay, hope you voted for who we need to vote for. Lisa, thank you. Thank you very much. Damn. Oh, nah, you better go put a mask on, LB. You better go put a mask on and head to them polls. I'll send it to you on Twitter or X Factor. X. Since Trump's not. Can I ask you, since you're from Chicago, since Trump is now Biden coming to come on? Chicago always been in shambles. Chicago gonna continue to be in shambles if we don't turn it red. Ivan, I needed to turn red. I wanted to turn red. I see the vision. Just like, yeah, I see anything can happen. I hope that it does. Yeah, Maryland. I used to live in Baltimore. I used to live in Baltimore. I love Maryland. I love the DMV. I used to live in DC. I love DC. I love Maryland. So yes, I love beautiful women in Maryland. Yeah, Rob. They about to pull something in that. Let me tell you something. It's about to be the weirdest, craziest election on earth. Yes, Chatham used to be. You are right. Chicago, Chi-Town had to goddamn hard way voting blue no matter. Yeah, anybody that says voting blue no matter who, you kind of slow. So all that you just put, the fact that you did all that just let me know that you kind of slow. You got that Democratic mindset. So good start, good job, Rick Star Fury, for whatever that is. Can I fight? Oh, shit. I think I can. I'm fighting right now. I'm fighting the government. I think I'm putting up a good fight. All right, I got one more question and I'm gone. One more. And I hope y'all voting. Please vote. Even if it's blue, I don't care. Just vote, man. But at the end of the day, Trump gonna win. Thank you. Yeah, fight COVID, baby. Please fight COVID. But if you go to the emergency room right now and get you an antibiotic, COVID will be done. You don't even got it. COVID, antibiotics would have fixed COVID. They just wanted us to. They just made it something more than what it was. Yep, you're right, Fragrance Man. Absolutely right. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all listening to my live. And I do feel like we're the chosen ones, so whatever happens will happen. And thank you. I will stay safe. Borders, right, Rex. And we all hands on deck, man. All hands on deck. I have a grassroots movement that we moving. We have about 10 people that are coming together. I need more people. I'm trying to do it in different cities as well. I've got a good following in Atlanta. I have a good following in DC. I have a good following in New York. But in 2028, we got to figure out this independent thing, you know. So, Texas, okay, Texas, nationwide, yeah. I just want it to make sense. I just know that we all have privilege, all of us. Everybody know they privilege, but black people. White people know they privilege. The Hispanics know they privilege. Asians know they privilege. Indians know they privilege. we the only ones that is acting like we ain't got no privilege. We got the same privilege as them. So I just want us to, like, you know, start using it. You know, we did build this country. Our ancestors built this country. So let's act like we built this country. Even Trump said it. Heavy D, yes, okay. Heavy D used to get bitches. That's what you're trying to say, Captain T. American privilege. You're absolutely right. Much love, Utah. I want to go to Utah. I haven't been to Utah before, so I'm gonna go to Utah. I mean, my friends are gonna go to Utah. We did a trip to Denver. We had a time. Everybody didn't think Denver was gonna be cool. We had a time in Denver. So yeah, let's do Utah. Big Utah. Black History Month in August 2025. August 2025. Yes. You right, Frank. And we're going to get it together. I promise you we're going to get it together. It's going to be the election of common sense. This is the election of common sense. So we're going to get it together. A lot of people think because I'm voting for Trump, I'm a big Republican. Nah, the Democratic Party is trash. You have to be insane to vote for them. Yes, go out and vote. Keep going. Thank you, Mr. Rome, Coach Rome. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later.